supposed to see like 3-4 people. I have no idea what's going on. None. It's a show. I get notes from Jersey. It's funny. People have stuff to say all the time. What I've seen today is just so crazy that I go walk into an MRI and they tell me there's a glitch and it broke. And they're waiting for the IT guy. And look at this. Look at this. Look like an old lady.
I love those pants.
Oh my God, these are so old.
They're killer.
I'm an 80s girl. Hey, are we live? Are we live? We're live because I made it here tonight. That's right. I made it here tonight. Welcome. It is Wacky Wednesday. And for those of you that are watching and tell me all the time that I have the wrong day up there, you know, maybe I don't know what day it is. Think about it. That's elder abuse when you make fun of me. That's my newest thing. I tell my kids I'm going to have to get you for elder abuse. So I had an interesting day because I went to get my MRI for these headaches. I had a headache all the way there because this driver I had, it was a Lyft. It wasn't an Uber, but the lawyer paid for it. And I had this huge headache. And then he started talking to me about Trump. And I can't take that. Okay? I just can't take that. I just can't take that. And I was like, where are you from? He's like, Nicaragua. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I'm trying to start a conversation. And then he's like, ¿Tú hablas español? I was like, sí, pero no bastante bien. Pero he's like, oh, ¿tú eres boricua? And I'm like, no, soy boricua. Because I'm not boricua. I'm not Puerto Rican. But I play one on TV. And it was just a crazy conversation. Because I said to him, well, what do you think that the other people would have done in the situation that's going on? Because I got to tell you something, guys. People are calling me about SNL 50. I saw it twice in my life. What comic says live, I saw SNL twice in my life? Because I wasn't home. Like, all those people that talk about it, they had nowhere to be. I had somewhere to be. I wasn't doing comedy. But ironically, Eddie Murphy moves across the street from my mother's sister. All right? So I decide I'm going to go over there. When he came out of his little... Oh, my God, his house was crazy because I went there with his brother once. But when I met him, I said, hey, where are you going? And, stopped him. And you have to understand, I have a bathing suit on backwards and inside out. All right? And he goes, I'm going shopping, if that's okay. So I was like, oh, my God, why don't you come over? I'm having a pool party at Dr. Marsan's, which is my uncle, you know, but I didn't say that. I said it was my house. And let me just tell you, come on in, babe. Hello there, handsome. He sent 2 people to come get me, and my aunt said, get off of my lawn and don't come back here for her anymore. She doesn't live here. She lied. She's my niece. She's not my daughter. How embarrassing is that? I guess it's not embarrassing to you. But I chased him down. But then, the next time I see him, you got a guy that comes in here. I'm going to remember who he is. But there's a guy here that threw me out of the China Club when I was young, for no reason, because I was standing where Eddie Murphy wanted to stand, and I'm a woman. You throw me out and then throw my shoe out after me, that makes you feel like white trash, you know what I'm saying? So and then another thing happened here. I met a guy, Tommy Gatto, and he used to work at the Rams Horn. It's like New Jersey came back, like New York came here. Did you ever see Tommy Gatto perform? I love Italians from New Jersey, you know why? They'll always say something like, I'm Tommy Gatto, but not from that Gatto family. They always have to make it, but not from that family, not from that family. But we are a great family here at LA School of Comedy. I want to introduce you to your marketing director who's here on the board tonight. Thank you so much, Billy Ramirez. And we have our in-house photographer, Hunter White, who's having a lot of fun doing a lot of things. And since he just walked in, and I have a flair for something different, let's give it up for the international comedian, the talent, the one and only Chris Wheeler. Let him hear you. Yeah.
How's everyone doing? I'm a little fatigued tonight. I did 2 shows yesterday. Can you give me some round of applause for that? Yeah, some of these, I'm working these. Look, I'm not the youngest of guys, all right? I'll be honest with you. Right? I was across the street at the World Market. They're changing everything by the minute. Beans. British fucking beans. They changed the beans. Look at it. Now it's spelled with a Z. Beans. I told the lady I'm going to be late for the LA Comedy School just because I'm complaining about the fucking Z's. Beans is B-E-A-N-S, isn't it? Ramirez, can I get some support from you? I need more support tonight than a training bro. After this baked beans thing, and the British beans taste better. If you ever tried the difference, it's just a different taste. They actually taste better. I don't know exactly what the ingredients are. Some of you know me. If you don't know me, will you please applaud? Everybody knows me. All right. Well, I'll do some different stuff today. You know, I'll try and work on some different stuff. I can do the menus. I've got a lot of stuff I'm kind of working on. I have a show coming up on March 1st. It's sold out. It's gone. It's finished. All the tickets are gone. I don't know who's coming. I think a lot of my friends are coming. Maybe some comedians. So that's nice to hear.
And where is the show?
It's at the Ice House. It's at the Ice House, and she said to me, Sunda, who's a big supporter of my comedy, she said to me, wear a lot of clothes, right? It's cold in there. That's why it's called the Ice House. One word can change everything, right? Yes. I go outside here, and there's a cop car, and I wave to the cop, and I throw a rock at the window. He says, Mr. Wheeler, come here. I'm taking you down to the county jail. I'm English. Doesn't matter. Come with me. And I get down there and I get put in with an inmate who fancies me. I go from Chris to Christina in a few minutes. My anus is being examined and explored, and I go home gay. One word can change everything. If I go to the airport and the TSA guy goes, did you pack the bag, Mr. Wheeler? I said, no, my ex-girlfriend packed the bag. They take me for secondary checks, right? Usually it involves digital anus stuff. Each time I go back there, I ask for the same thing. My girlfriend did it, and they take me to the back every time. It's one word can change everything. Come on in. If you get into the airplane, my favorite seat is 22E. And I sit in 22E, and I see my friend Jack coming on the plane, so I say, hi, Jack. Well, they arrest me, arrest him, close the plane down, and the people get off the plane. One word can change everything. I talked to you a couple weeks ago about my dentist, right? I talked to my dentist. I probably won't go there again. Oh, I will tell you this story. I got a very distressed call from my mother. She's very upset. She said to me, I only ask a few things of you. And I said, Mom, what do you need? What do you need? I'm busy. I've got comedy going on. I've got to go to LA Comedy School. All I want you to do is to go down to see my friend Eileen. She's 88 years old. She's in a nursing home in Encino on Ventura Boulevard. I said, Mom, do I have to? Yes, darling, please go down. She needs you. She needs a male figurehead. Male figurehead? She's 88, and I'm a young guy still. So I go down there, and I arrive at the nursing home, and it smells. There's a horrible smell in there. I won't say what the smell is, but you probably can gather. Terrible smell. And the irony of it all, she was in room number 2. Right? So I go into room number 2, and I expect this really old person at 88. I've never met Eileen before. And she's happy. She's jovial. She's certainly happy about being. I said, Eileen, I don't know you. My mom knows you, but I'm kind of concerned that you enjoy being in a nursing home. She goes, I've got my life here. I can have any food. I've got a DoorDash on my phone. Uber Eats. I'm friends with the chef. People are nice. I've got friends here. And I can have sex with anybody. I'm like, what? I can have sex with anybody in here at any time. Right? I can have sex with Billy. Billy? I can have sex with Billy. I can have sex with anybody I want. John, will you have sex with me? Yes. Roger, how about you? Yes. Well, Roger, be at my room tonight at 8 o'clock. Bang on the door twice, because we'll make sure it's not the custodian. Just 2 bangs, and then I'll be ready for you. So Roger goes over there at 8 o'clock. This is the story goes. He arrives there. He bangs on the door twice. Eileen's ready. At 88, she's ready. Her clothes are off. He opens the door. He goes in, and she says, stop, Roger. 1 second. I just want to tell you, I have acute angina. He looks at her and he goes, thank God, because you got horrible tits. Come on. Come on. Ah, son of a gun. Come on. We live here in California, and I just came back from England a few months ago, and so people ask me, what are the differences between the two countries? There's a lot of differences, a lot of good things in both countries. But I think over here in America, we are very much satisfaction, right? Satisfaction now. We go get a hamburger. We better have that hamburger in 2.5 minutes in the drive-thru, or we'll be upset. If you went to In-N-Out Burger and it took 45 minutes, you probably wouldn't go there. We want our hamburgers now. Everything has to be now. And then when you go somewhere, they ask you, they come up to you and they say, are you satisfied? And you go to the dental. Are you satisfied with the hygienist? Yes, I'm satisfied. Will you write a Google review? Yes, okay. Car wash. Are you satisfied with the wax job, Mr. Wheeler? Well, I had my balls waxed last week. It was better than this, but I'm satisfied. Go to the doctor. The doctor says, I'm going to give you a quick examination, Mr. Wheeler, but I have to use my glove and some lotion. He goes in, he says, are you satisfied, Doc? This is the first time all day I haven't been satisfied. You gave me 2 fingers. I prefer 3. I'm not satisfied. Satisfaction culture. Let's see. All right. I think I'm going to do a menu today. Is that all right, guys?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm going to do it. You can all get upset with me. I'm going to bring in the Queen tonight. Now, lots of you realize that she probably might be dead, but I'm going to say to you, no. She was just purely resting. They decided to bring King Charles in. She abdicated. She was resting in Windsor Castle. That's what I hear. So I called up to Buckingham Palace. I said, I'm Chris Wheeler, an unknown comic nobody really wants to see except at the House on March 1st. And can I talk to somebody about bringing the Queen here to LA Comedy School? And they said, no one will talk to you. We don't know who you are. But we will have the head janitor talk to you. I said, well, pipe me into the head janitor. So I got to the head janitor. He came on the phone. And you know what I think? Billy, I don't think he's much of a janitor. I wouldn't have him clean my house. But on the head side, he's great. Because in Hollywood, to get ahead, sometimes you have to give ahead. And that's why my knees are a little bit sore today. But we're going to do the Queen. We got a laugh over there. Wow, good laugh. I had a difficult night last time. So we're going to do the Queen. This is the rules. If you like the food, you guys know. You cheer. If you don't like it, you're going to scream bloody awful. Can I get one bloody awful from you guys?
Bloody awful. Bloody awful.
I like this. There's enthusiasm. I'll give you a 7.5 today. I'm generous. All right, here we go. I've changed the menu up a little bit. You guys excited?
Yeah.
Okay, Queen, go ahead. Liver and onions and a slice of Spam.
Bloody awful.
You've offended our English cuisine. Roast beef, roasted potatoes with horseradish sauce.
Woo! Yeah.
We can maybe we can feed you. This was one of my husband's favorite dishes. Spotted dick lying on apple pie covered in vanilla ice cream.
Bloody awful, I say.
My husband's been dead for 5 years, but I do miss his spotted dick. It was a mouthful. Bangers, beans, and mash.
Woo! Bloody awful.
And this one's not just supposed to be on here. And as the sovereign queen, I'm offended. Bang her and take her to the International House of Pancakes. Oh dear, put it together for the Queen. She's a work in progress. How much time do I have left?
37 seconds.
Let's do 37 seconds. I took a DNA test. Anyone taken a DNA test before? I love the support here. It's just fantastic. I took DNA tests. I got good news and bad news. Let me give you the bad news first. I'm 97% white, straight, Caucasian. Applaud that. But I'm 2% Mexican. Come on. Oh, God. I'm 2% Mexican and 1% French. No one likes it. So I went to Mexico. to visit my relatives. I was merely 17 years old, 120 pounds wet from the shower. I arrived there, and Mr. Escobedo, Carlos, met me, and he said to me, Mr. Wheeler, welcome, bienvenidos, you are part of our family. For your first meal, what would you like? I said, well, I'm English, but you probably don't have fish and chips. I know Mexican food. I would just like a simple American food, just maybe hamburger and cheese and French fries with salt and a drink with no ice. Huh? We don't have that, but down the street, it's in a restaurant. So I head down the street, I get to the menu, all in Spanish. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. This gentleman out of nowhere appeared. Por amor de Dios, ¿qué está pasando aquí? Gracias, gringo. I am here to help you. You want a hamburger with cheese? It's pinche panocha con queso. Yeah, pinche panocha con queso. And for your French fries with salt, it's pinche cabron con sal. It's a pinche cabron con sal. And for your drink, pinche maricón sin huevos. That's a pinche maricón sin huevos. Gracias, señor. Gracias. You're the best. I love Mexico. And I arrive there and I go to the guy to order the food. Pinche panocha con queso. Pinche cabrón con sal. Pinche maricón sin huevos. And the guy says to me, you fucking idiot. I speak perfect English. You just ordered a pussy with cheese, a son of a bitch with salt, and a gay gentleman with no balls. Billy, I can get pussy at the restaurant with cheese. I'm going to take the pussy. I'd like a double pussy with cheese in a box to go with a lid. Thanks for listening to my Rammies. My name's Chris Wheeler. Put it together for your host, Sunda. I'll see you guys next week.
Will you bring a punch away for me? Because he's going to cover the floor.
Now I'd like to bring to the stage a very talented gentleman, and he needs no introduction, but we'll give him an introduction anyway. Hailing from Los Angeles, please put it together, weighing in at 165 svelte pounds, Hunter White.
Keep it going for Mark. Mark, right? Chris. I don't know how I got that in my mind. You know what? I'm nervous. I was like, I'm a think. Anyway, Chris is Trump's DEI hire. That's what I was trying to do. I thought it'd be cute. I'm very sorry. I think you're super fun and you're really charming and very funny. And good luck at the guy's house. Keep it going for him.
Yes.
I'm tired or depressed. I don't know. That's one of the things about getting older. Like, I don't know if I'm tired because I'm like getting older, because I realize like nobody like prepares you to get older. Like no one tells you just like normal things. Like no one told me about drugs, right? Really? Like no one warned me that I could throw my back out smoking weed. That was disappointing. No one told me that if I drink coffee my entire life, caffeine will stop working and I will start sweating just all the time. I'm just humid, like Joe Biden in a memory test. Like I don't know. And like it's like I'm still on cocaine. Guys, I haven't done cocaine in so long. Cocaine is like a 7-Eleven hot dog. Like I'll probably never go there again, but they were some good nights. What am I gonna work on? I don't own a gun. Weird segue. I don't own a gun, despite being from the great state of Georgia and being named Hunter. Thank you. It's for mental health reasons, not because I'm like worried I'll use it on myself, but more like I'd use it on a public figure. Right? Like, that's my worry. Like, if all hell breaks loose and I lose my mind, right? Like, the worst thing I could do is, like, hurt another person, right? So I really only have two options, right? End it all or start a revolution, right? Because, like, also, for the record, suicide and revolutionary acts, they often end in the same place. Just historically. So, like, I could either be, like, the next statistic or a hippie Lenin. Just psychedelic Vladimir Lenin, just starting a revolution on Discord. What up, y'all? I wrote that joke and I was like, is this a pro-suicide joke? I'm not pro-suicide. I just got to say that. We're just working it out. We're figuring out new stuff. We're loving life. I don't know. We don't have revolutionaries these days, except Luigi. That's kind of a fun one. Y'all remember Luigi, right? When that dude video gamed that CEO on the street. That was, hello. Good to see you. Welcome. You remember Luigi? Yeah, he was an interesting dude. When all that stuff happened with Luigi, like, I I don't know. I'm not going to say I like support what he did. I just support that someone did something, right? Because we all talk. I do this. I do that. We all talk a big game. He showed up to work at 6:30, you know? And there's like a whole disconnect often of generations, and people who work in like media are like, oh, how could anyone do this? This random act of violence. Oh, no. And the rest of us are just like, I was not random. Right? Like, I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but like I imagined it. Like we all kind of imagined it, and he manifested it. So like that's pretty wild, right? That's how we feel as a people, and the reactions are just, I don't know. Everyone talks about how attractive Luigi was, right? That didn't make me feel like I needed to murder someone. I was just like, sure, he's cute, but like, before they caught him, he was the coolest dude in the world. Now he's just like a fuckboy from Pennsylvania, right? But like before we caught him, he was a mystery, right? Like where'd he go? Oh, was he in the woods? Does he have disguises and like cars set up? He's gonna sneak to the border. He's gonna get away. None of that happened. He took 2 trains and a connecting bus to a Pennsylvania area McDonald's. He started as a hitman and ended as a hamburglar. Like, what happened? I think what happened, and I'm going to be careful with this because I don't want to blame video games on this, because I don't think video games had anything to do with this other than the fact that I totally think they inspired his crime, like just gave him the confidence. Because like Luigi's crime was just a GTA mission in real life, right? It was in the city, he shot the cop, bang, bang, and he got away from the cops. That's what you do in a Grand Theft Auto mission. But he didn't escape, because there is no escape in Grand Theft Auto. You don't like go hang out in Hartford, Connecticut for 6 weeks dealing with your mom while you wait for the cops to leave. You don't do that. You just like do something else, or you put the controller down and go get a snack. And good people of LA School of Comedy, that is what Luigi did. I don't know why that's an applause, but I will take it. He put the controller down and went to McDonald's. He's like, oh my God, I'm gonna save and quit. Go get a cheeseburger. No, Luigi, the save point is in Canada. Get it together. My fucking generation can't even plan a hit right. We have the entire internet and we can't fucking chat GPT how to get away with crime. It's fine. This is a weird vibe from me tonight. I'm aware. I also find it very funny coming up, like putting my set together before the mic in a Prius, because I'm just a crazy dude in a Prius from the outside. Oh no, I want to go. I forgot a bit. We're gonna rewind. So back on how like they don't. You smoke weed. You might get this. I'll just redo the joke because you weren't here. So like they don't tell you things about growing up. Like no one told me I'd throw my back out smoking weed. Right? Just cough, cough. Ah, my back. Cool. That's what I wanted to do. I did it. I'm proud of myself. I don't know. I try to think of like where we are versus where we've been, because I think, I don't know. Okay, I'll take it. Focus, Hunter. Because like, I don't know. It's hard. It's like very easy to like get disillusioned where we are now because, you know, but like I was born in 93, so I grew up in like the early 2000s era, and I'm glad we're out of that because there was just like a weird, creepy vibe to the whole thing. Right? Like, I don't know if I was molested, but I disassociate at an Abercrombie and Fitch. You know what I mean? Just that smell and black and white thirst traps. I just dissolve, my boy, like a human shrinky dink, just in the back. I don't know what that was, but I don't know. And I think a lot of our like why we think the world is so bad is because of the internet. Like I think it just puts a lens on everything that upsets us. And the internet has always been weird. But like now it's siloed into like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You have your lanes versus like 20 years ago, the internet, you just like click a link and see where it would take you, right? Like the Wild West for weirdos, right? Like you'd start out your morning, you'd play some like games on Cartoon Network and you'd be looking at some comments and then you'd end up at a lemon party before you go to bed. Now, I know a couple people in here know what a lemon party is. Does everybody know what a lemon? You don't know what a lemon party is? Okay, cool. So I'll set the stage. 2002, political season. These flyers went up saying, politics got you bitter? Go to lemonparty.org, right? So you'd go to lemonparty.org, and all there would be is a single JPEG of 3 old dudes sucking each other's whole dicks. The whole thing in the mouth. It was a simple time, right? Super weird, very simple. The internet, strange, not a risk to society at that point, but we have progressed. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to the internet, in 10 years, I'm either going to be Amish or the next Unabomber. Like, I don't... Like, have you read the manifesto? Like Jebediah or Ted Kaczynski? I don't know. They both have points. Because I feel like the internet is a friend we all made collectively who we thought was cool. So we invited them to our birthday, thought they'd hang out with our friends and family. But they knocked at the door, we opened it, and P. Diddy was with it. Like, the internet brought P. Diddy to the party. Now, guys, I thought this whole party was about, like, music, fun, and community. Nah, bro, the internet, genocide videos, and dark web baby oil. Thank you guys very much. My name is Hunter White. You can find me on the internet at My Name is Hunter, and next Wednesday at The Mix. Have a great night. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get very excited for this next comic. I'm trying to think of a pun. I cannot do it. Give it up for the one, the only, the very funny, the very kind, the very awesome Billy Ramirez, everybody.
Yeah. How tall are you? Oh, wait. 6'1". 6'1". Oh, perfect. See, 6'1", that's my height, because I just realized that I framed the camera at exactly 6'1". Like, back here, I might be cutting myself off. Anyways, all right, so... My name is Billy Ramirez, and I'm not afraid to tell you, being honest with you, that I am ticklish. And the reason I'm not afraid to tell you that I am ticklish is because I am violently ticklish, all right? Is anyone here violently ticklish? Go ahead and knee the person near you. I don't know, it's I wouldn't... I know you think like tickling is fun, but I wouldn't try to tickle me. I wouldn't tickle me at your own risk, all right? Not even a test tickle. You keep your testicles to yourself. I know. So I know when you hear the word ticklish, you might picture like a little cute kids giggling and joy and laughter and whatnot. But that's not what happens when I get tickled. Like, I'm the kind of ticklish that if you tickle me, you might have to buy new furniture. You know, it's just like, it's like, oh, damn, Doug, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to suplex your grandma, but she tickled me. You know what? I think she'll be all right, but that coffee table's toast. You know what? On second thought, I'm going to hit her life alert just in case. I am so violently ticklish that I once accidentally ended a relationship because how violently ticklish I am. I was just standing out on the balcony, staring out into nowhere. She comes up behind me. Tickle, tickle. Oh, my good Lord. I am so sorry. Let me see your nose. Oof. Oh, Lord. Full Picasso. Oh, no. It's not that bad. It was pretty bad. And it was also, that was the start of her blue period. So, I don't have kids because it looks exhausting, and also in today's world, it looks really difficult. I don't know. It still looks like it's a 24/7 job, probably even more. And I think I would try having kids if I could lease one. I would try. We should have some leasing options. I don't know about orphanages or whatever, but work out some lease options. So, like for example, right now at my stage in my life, I wouldn't want a whole entire kid forever, but I might jump into a 36-month lease on a pre-owned 2022. Especially I'll pay extra. The kids out of diapers. Maybe for other people there could be some longer options, like a 72-month option. If you start off with a toddler and then turn them back in right before they start to get all long and gangly and they're seemingly built out of nothing but elbows and knees and start to have opinions on boring crap that are just can't wait to share them with you. They have buck teeth, and I have one specific friend's kid in mind when I say that, and I'm hoping that all my friends with kids will start confronting me about that joke. So I'll be like, hey, you know the joke about the really annoying gangly kid with the buck teeth? That's not my kid, is it? And I'm like, heavens, no. Why would you think it's about your kid? But if you think that joke about the annoying kid is about your kid, tell me in exacting detail why you think it is, because I need additional material. So raising kids is tough and whatnot, especially it's expensive too, especially if you want to feed them and insure them. Like, I don't know. It's in today's world, especially with the state of how people are responding to American healthcare. I think we should have more options to reflect a more modern America. Like, for example, you know how on your driver's license you can designate yourself as an organ donor. I think depending on your insurance, health insurance, you should also be able to designate yourself as do not resuscitate. Just think about it. Like, if you get in a car wreck and snap your neck, end up a quadriplegic, do you want to be a quadriplegic for the rest of your life and then foot the bill for it? Like, no, forget it. Like, no. So, yeah. So if you get in a car wreck, you snap your neck, and then the paramedics, they find your DNR license in your wallet, which is in your back pocket, which is now under your chin because you got in a car wreck. You're gonna want that DNR sticker on your license. And then maybe a simpler option, in case things don't go that badly. Maybe with ICE running around, another option could just be drive around with a fake Mexican driver's license. That way you end up with free healthcare and possibly a margarita or a big sombrero. I don't know, whatever. Still working on that one. I don't have kids. Not married, and that kind of puts me at a disadvantage when it comes to comedy material because those are tried and true, reliable sources of material. And sometimes I wonder why I even do comedy in the first place because I live a very boring life. I don't have a backlog of stories. Like back in the day, I was a touring drummer for so and so and whatnot. Like no, I'm kind of boring, but. One of the reasons I do comedy is because I love comedy, and I'm also attracted to careers where it's nearly impossible to make money, like comedy, drumming, writing, video games, staring out the window, looking at squirrels. So I'm in my 40s. I still have a dream of trying professional wrestling, But at my age, it's going to be a middle-aged. My character would be a middle-aged man who walks out to the ring wearing sensible khakis, New Balances, a polo shirt, carries a tote bag full of a Trader Joe's tote bag full of bandages, braces, and balms, and he's only going to take reasonable requests. It's like, did you say ladder match? Like climb? No, not ladder match. How about we do a bladder match where we just sit in the car and see who can go to loggers without peeing? Something like that. Let's see. So I've been a drummer for a lot longer than I've been a comedian, and I've been a drummer since the late 1900s. And I love saying the late 1900s around people my age because some of them get really tight, and then some laugh, and those are the people I want to hang out with. But when I first started doing comedy, it felt weird because it's up here alone by myself. It felt like I was at a gig and the rest of the band didn't show up, and somehow I lost my drums on the way here. So I was like, I guess it's up to me to entertain everyone. I got nothing. I could do trumpet sounds with my mouth. Anyway, speaking of trumpet sounds, I was recently listening to Miles Davis, and when I listen to jazz musicians from that era, inevitably my mind starts to wander about how angry all these jazz musicians were, because I love the dichotomy of just boiling anger, veins bursting, and jazz, jazz. So I would like to go back in time and go to a jazz show from back in the day, maybe get treated to something like this where, all right, it's 2, 3, 4, doom, 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 doom. Stop! Jones, goddammit, you come in late one more time, I'm going to drag you in front of everyone. I'm stopping you until you die, all right? Try me. You think I'm playing? Just try me. 2, 3, 4, doom, 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 doom. Anyways, but so as a drumming comedian, I'm mostly comfortable being up here with you, but part of me still misses the coziness and the privacy of being behind a drum set. Oh, I loved it. I love it so much that I used to drive my band leader Sean crazy because I'd get so cozy back there and start reading books between songs, which is also my indirect way of saying that Sean talked too goddamn much between songs. Like, nicest guy in the world. Like, oh, here he goes again about the farmer's market and the pomelos. Like, nobody cares. Sean, shut up. And then inevitably he starts a song and I don't start it. And I'm just like, oh, what's that? Oh, geez. I'm sorry, Sean. I was just cracked open this book. It's very exciting so far. It's about a very hungry caterpillar. Starts off really well, but I am looking forward to how it ends. But anyways, oh, Jesus. Oh, is that how I end that one? I'm still working on this, Ed. I forget. I don't know. Well, I'll go to the next one. See, because now I narrowed it down to just like the main bullet points, but I missed the detail there. So Valentine's Day came and went, and I didn't do anything because I'm single, and I'm self-aware single because like I'm not like I'm sad. I wish I no. I just because my introverted side often usually takes over when it comes to dating. It's peace. I like peace, and just not doing stuff is great. But I think I'm too picky for my own good. Like, for example, like there's no reason for me to be picky, really. But like, for example, I recently stopped dating a woman because I asked her what her favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle was, and she said Donatello. I don't know if you're aware of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but there's one with like two sharp, stabby forks. There's one with nunchucks. There's one with two swords. She chose the one with the stick, the broken mop. The bow staff. Like, what in the Napoleon Dynamite is this? Like, oh, I could have been in a gang because of my bow staff skills or whatever. I don't know. I didn't know I could be repulsed by a woman who knows and appreciates the Ninja Turtles until she told me that her favorite was Donatello. Like, whatever. She chose the one with the broken mop. Like, whatever. But anyways, I don't know if that was her indirect way of telling me that she likes dudes with a big old pole, but in any way, it was not going to work out. So my name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at billyramirez.com. And the next comedian is who? Yelena Kovalenka. Did I get it right? Yes. Kovalena or Kovalenka? Kovalena? Kovaleva. God, I'm chatting. So upset. Sorry.
Oh my God, I do the same thing. I watch squirrels. Well, really, I have a building in front of my building, and they jumping on that building, and I always look at them. And I don't make money on that way either, So stand-up comedy. So I know what you're talking about. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you a lot of information about my mom today. But first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Yelena. I'm from Kazakhstan, the land of Borat. Yes. Have you seen Borat?
Oh, yeah.
I think Borat is very sexy and handsome. That's the type of man I like. Even me being from Kazakhstan, people still ask me about current political situation. Oh my God, it's been like 3 years already, this conflict? So I'm tired of it. But I'm more tired of my mom. My mom arrived. She flew from Kazakhstan to Hollywood. No, first I was excited. I thought she's staying for a month. And then for the first time in her life, she saw a palm tree. And a handsome black guy. She's like, oh, wow. I'm sweating. I said, Mom, we call it wet. Now she wants to stay for another 9 months. 9 months? I can't invite a man to my house for 9 months? Anyway, so I found a job for her and I taught her how to use the LA Blue Bus. And she was never home. Half of the day she was at work and half of the day she was on the bus. I thought I solved the problem. And then she quit. She said, I'm tired. Now she's always home. I said, Mom, I need my space. And she moved to another side of the couch. I said, no, you don't understand. I need my privacy. It's been already 6 months since you arrived. I want you to leave. Go back home. Bye. So I took her credit card and I got a ticket to send her back to Kazakhstan. Because I'm not paying for that shit, okay? You know how many, I had so many expenses, you don't understand. Guess what happened? I walked into the living room and there was a message. I'm not leaving. I'm staying. Bitch. She was on the floor. She had a stroke. I said, you gotta be kidding me. You have a flight in 2 days. You have to get up. I said, you have to get up. So she didn't. So I called 911. The ambulance came and 4 handsome guys walked in. I said, wow, everything is not that bad. At least I know where to look for a husband. So I asked one of those guys, are you going to take her? He said, yes. I'm like, thank God, because I'm going to be home by myself for a while. They're like, we have to take you too, because we don't speak Russian. You have to translate everything. So I said, and I started building my relationships with this man. So you want me only to translate, like you don't like me as a woman? You don't like my personality? So while I was building my relationship with this man, he ran away from me. So I was chasing this ambulance car with my mom in it already. So we arrived to the hospital. So she had a surgery. She had a very successful surgery. She's alive and healthy. Mazel tov, yes. I want to thank God. I want to thank UCLA Hospital and all doctors and nurses. And I want to thank myself for my patience and for my nervous system. So when my mom, she came home from the hospital, I said, listen, you have permission for only 1 stroke. Because you're going back to Kazakhstan, whether you want it or no. And if your insurance is not covering all this UCLA luxury treatment, I'm going to open the OnlyFans page for you, or I'm going to send you to the whorehouse because I ain't paying for that shit, okay? No, guys, you don't understand. I really can have her in the house because I work from home and I work with men. And I work with video cameras. Guess what I do? This is not what you think. Therapist? No. My men hired me to tell them what they do wrong. And I'm very good at it, you know. Okay, I'll explain. I work in tech. When a developer builds the application with the code, my job is to make sure that he builds it with quality. Which is never happening because I always tell a man what he does wrong, and I love it. You know, I do the same when I'm in bed with a man. I just tell him, the combination is incorrect, your code is wrong. So I'm single, you know, like for a while. So, no, guys, I'm looking for answers to why I'm single, and I found them. I had regression therapy. I found out that in my previous life, I stepped to men. And I was a slave. And my mom, she wants me to get married. I said, Mom, you don't understand. I'm running away from relationships before I get tied up. You know, my life in Kazakhstan was much easier. You probably heard that already 1,000 times, but I'll tell you again. Do you know how we date in Kazakhstan? When we go on a date, we ride horses, and then we sleep with each other, and then we eat horses. And then I came to America. Do you know why I came here? Because we were starving. We ran out of horses. But the good news, I got a visa, guys. They let me stay as long as I don't go to the racetrack. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. So, and I finally got my American boyfriend. Oh, thank you. Oh, it was so hard. But I cooked for him. You know what I cooked? Not a horse. You know what I cooked? I cooked spaghetti with horse balls. And then my American boyfriend disappeared. I don't know, my balls were too big, I guess. So, yes. Let me tell you the difference between Kazakhstani men and LA men. When Kazakhstani men want you, they stalk you. Then they kidnap you. and then you get married. LA men, they just stuck. You know, they don't want to get married. Are you married? No. Yeah, you married? No, you're not. And there is another difference between Kazakhstani men and LA men. Kazakhstani men, they hung like horse. You know, we don't have condoms in Kazakhstan. We use trash bags. And LA men, they're just average. And you know why they're average? Because most of them are vegans. I don't understand vegan men. They eat sprouts, beans, grass. Are you vegan? Hello, Mark. No. I don't know, because my mom, she's gonna become vegan. I told to my mom, she took bacon from the fridge. I said, put the bacon back, take a cucumber and sit down. She's gonna become a vegan. Even so, vegan men, they eat sprouts, beans, grasses. I mean, this is how animals eat in Kazakhstan, and then we eat animals. I feel like men missing one step in their diet here. Okay, anyway, guys, thank you so much.
And where can we find you on social media?
Okay, you can find me, Yelena Kovaleva, on Instagram and Facebook. Yes, thank you.
Yes. I'm going to make that song for you. Yelena Kovaleva. Yelena Kovaleva. What? Is it Guantanamera? Guantanamera. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you have a but or an if, we have the comedy of the one and only Griff. Griffin, come to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you all. You yawn once. I had a long day. I was enjoying the set. Had nothing to do with the wonderful performer. I just yawned. That's all. A lot of traffic. I don't know. Why am I defending myself? I'm paying. I'll yawn if I want. I've been doing bad. I can always tell I'm doing bad when I start calling my mom way more than she calls me. I call my mom now. She doesn't even pick up and say hello. She just goes, yes. I'm like, me again? Your son? From 15 minutes ago? I took deep breaths. What now? I worry my mom. She loves me a lot. I got a white mom. Anyone else? They're the best. They are. The bar is so low with the white mom. I love it. My mom tells me all that matters is I'm a good person. And what's crazy is she means that shit. I told her I was freaking out because I couldn't find a job. And she was like, you look, that's all that matters. I'm proud of you. Here's $1,000. I'm so spoiled and messed up. I'm in my head like, I made $1,000 today. Okay. I'm going to celebrate with some sushi. I need a black mom, honestly. That would do wonders for me. Like a mom that's only proud of me when she's supposed to be proud, that'd be perfect. Or like I just want to be assigned to like a black mom that doesn't even know me. And then I can call her and be like, Mom, I had a really happy day today. She'll be like, and? I don't know you, white boy. I'm like, you keep me so grounded. Thank you. Everyone talks about how if you have bad parents, that'll mess up the kid. There's a few of you in here tonight, I'm sure. But we need to talk about how you can have too supportive of parents and that messes up the kid. That's what happened to me. I go to high school, I come back, my dad would be like, what'd you learn at school today? And I'd be like, I didn't really learn anything. I just freestyle rapped in the hallway. My dad was like, that's so cool. He should have hit me. Instead, he was like, do you maybe want to perform a little rap for your mother and I at dinner? I was like, oh, Dad, making me so mad. And I got these jokes like Sinbad, lickety splickety. You know I'm off the frickety. He's like, yay. I used to be able to rap. I've been looking for a job. I actually just took a job, but I just got a new job. I'm a baker at a new banana bread shop. I don't know how to bake. I don't know. They're just like, can you do it? I was like, I just lied. So I'll figure it out. You just put the bananas in the bread. I can do that. But while I was on my job hunt, I did a Zoom interview. Has anyone ever done a Zoom interview? They're the worst. They're the worst. I logged onto the Zoom call. This woman just hated me immediately. She just hated my face. And it was on her face, and that made me sad. And that was on my face, and the vibe was off. And I could tell she wasn't paying attention. I swear she was scrolling her Instagram because the lighting was changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different glows hitting her. I was like, you're watching a video, aren't you? But yeah, it was crazy. She rushed through the whole interview in like 4 minutes, and then it came to the end. And I don't know about you guys. I always ask a question at the end of a job interview. Yeah, because one time someone said, you got to ask a question to show interest, and I just do that every time. And she clearly didn't want me to ask a question because it got to the end. She was like, you don't have any questions, right? I was like, actually, can you tell me a little bit about the company culture? She was like, oh my, fine. Started listing all this stuff about the company. Also in my head, I was like, I got to say something good so I can go to the next round, talk to someone nice, or someone that cares. So I wasn't really listening to what she was saying. And at one point she said, we got an Asian American happy hour. And I just blurted out, that's perfect for me. She said, which part? I was like, both, honestly. Fan of both. Who knows what can happen when you put them together. Drinking and Asian Americans, that's something special. I was so shook that at the end of the interview, I said, have a great weekend, which wouldn't have been a problem, but it was Tuesday morning. And she laughed in my face. It sucked. It wasn't like a happy LA School of Comedy laugh either. It was like, I see you less of a human being type of laugh. I was like, damn. I always send a thank you email too. And I was spinning out in my head. I was like, should I just go full weirdo? And should I just email her like, hey, I know I said have a great weekend. It's a big company. That's why I said it. I'm probably not going to talk to you until the weekend. So I just wanted to preemptively say, have a great weekend. Anyway, good night. Thank you. Oh, stop. Flatter me. But yeah. Had a lot of time on my own. I've been watching movies. Sequel culture is out of control. There's too many sequels now. Every movie's a sequel. I hate that. We got to ban sequels. Some franchises, they have up to 10 sequels. It's ridiculous. I don't want to see that. But I would love to see like 10 prequels. So many prequels, it's not even remotely related to the first movie. Like, I want to make a Fast and the Furious prequel that's set in 1860s Italy, and it's a slow drama of just a man falling in love with his wife, and he has no idea that his great-great-great-great-great-grandson is going to fly a Dodge Charger into space. That's trademarked, by the way. I know how this business is. It's written. But yeah, brought up Valentine's Day. Last time I was talking about how I'm about to break up with my girlfriend, I didn't. But yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm a true artist. I'm really living day by day. That's how I was feeling on the day, and it changed. You know, what can I say? I'm toxic, and so is she. But yeah, it's good. It was crazy. My girlfriend was, because Valentine's Day was there's President's Day too. It was a long weekend. And my girlfriend was like, I'm so excited for our Valentine's Day weekend. It's a long weekend. I was like, bitch, it's Valentine's Day. Day. I got no job. We're doing one day. Ideally, it's Valentine's Day hour. But yeah, it's good. I've talked about it before. My girlfriend's Russian, so she's, it's an adjustment. I do things for her that I've never done for any other woman. Like, I open the car door for her every time she requests it. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's fair. You know, like, she makes love to me and I open the car door. That's a good trade. And Then one time, because I grew up here, and one time I was going to brunch with my family and my girlfriend, and we were all getting into the car, and I opened the door just for my girlfriend and not for my mom. And my mom was like, "Oh, wow, you're not going to open the door for me?" I was like, "Mom, if I did that, it would destroy our family. I'm sure you look good when you were young, but I could not do that to Dad, you know? Bros before hoes. If you guys ever split up, let me know. I'll knock that down." I paid. If I want to talk about having sex with my mom, that's well within my rights as an American. All right, I'm gonna do some dirty jokes. So, my friend, I don't even like to get this dirty, but just to close, I gotta talk about this. So my roommate, he's really into BDSM. Do you know what that is? But he's also a premature ejaculator. That's crazy. You just have a girl tied up, and then you're putting on the condom, and you're like, "I'm sorry." One time, my friend climaxed with a girl fully clothed. They just had an end of the night kiss, and he finished. And she wouldn't even have known if he hadn't have rolled off her and said, "You were incredible." All right, whatever. Never gonna say that again, but it's real and it made me laugh. So, all right, thank you guys. Oh. You can find me at Griff James on Instagram and TikTok. You know, follow me, DM me money, and thank you.
Wait, get back to you. You have a colored mother who needs a favor. Can you bring up America's Sweetheart for me?
Yes. This is America's Sweetheart, here to give you the news rundown, the current events rundown of the week, Mr. Mark Zaffron.
Thank you. Where are you? Where is he? I'm sorry. It was such a long day. He had a long day. We appreciate you, Mark.
Nothing like the hospital system in the United States.
Oh, boy.
Here I get shanghaied to go pick up somebody at the hospital, who shall remain nameless. All right, but I'm giving him a big shout out. Hope he feels better.
Yeah.
All right.
Aaron, we love you.
Why'd you break his cover? Huh? Next thing you'll be saying is what he was in for. Anyhow, Kaiser Permanente has to be one of the most brilliant organizations on earth, but it is slow. They're supposed to send you text messages when to pick people up as you're sitting in the parking lot. Then as you park your car, they tell you to have to go to the drive around because they want to wheel them out. A lot of work. Not worth getting much into about hospitals today. All right, though I could tell you plenty about the medical system in America, how we get ripped off. But don't believe that socialized medicine's any better. As Kazakhstan over there can tell you, don't try to get your teeth fixed in Russia. It's not something they do. You know, they want to make you believe that they're biting nails with their teeth so they could crunch down on Ukrainians. It's Russians, you know. Though the funniest thing I heard today is everybody getting all upset because Trump got mad at Vladimir Zelensky. Do you know he's a comic? And he's a bad comic, too. Not funny. All right? And you see, if you want to be a statesman, you don't channel Yasser Arafat and Fidel Castro. What's with the effing fatigues? Who wears friggin' fatigues all day, except, by the way, mercenaries and very, very gay men trying to be tough? I mean, at the end of the day, which one is he? If you think about it, there's something up with him. You know, it's just it's that begging that gets to me. We need new bombs, more bombs. What do you need bombs for? Maybe you should sit down and settle the fucking thing. I mean, you had your chances. He's right. Sit down. How many people have to die? And now they're just eating up Koreans. I mean, here they send these Korean guys over, right? You know why they're going? The food's better. Friggin' Russian army rations are better than what they feed you in Korea. These people stand on line for thin gruel. It's like fucking Oliver Twist to the whole country. And the president, whatever his name is, Kim Jong-un, he's just Fagin. All right? How much did you bring me today? Give me everything you own. Oh, you know why? Because I want to shoot off another missile. So when Trump calls him Rocket Man, It's pretty funny, right? Think about it. Do you know the guy's afraid of flying? Though after what's been going on with airplanes recently, I'm not sure I disagree with him. When he traveled to Russia, he traveled in 2 giant armored trains. And looking at the guy, you know what the biggest car in the train was? The kitchen. Travels with a big kitchen. I think he's screwing his sister. I mean, please, that's his successor. Take my word for it. There's something going on over there. And believe me, it's North Korea, right? It isn't all happy and everything. There's no K-pop. Did you know that if you listen to K-pop in North Korea, it's a criminal offense, punishable by death? But then again, living in North Korea might be living death. Not the living death from Harry Potter, a real living death. Do you remember when this guy was executing people with artillery? The hell? Well, a bullet is better. Artillery? This is crazy world where we have things like this going on. You know? And they say that I'm overly political. I mean, let's run down the list. All right. The best thing is you know, you got to get a kick about J.D. Vance going over and lecturing the Germans about free speech. Then it all of a sudden came out that the Germans are prosecuting thought speech. This is the story. After World War II, after they killed 6 million Jews and 6 million Russians, 200 Jehovah's Witnesses. My mother-in-law never let us forget that. Ever. All 200 Jehovah's Witnesses. As many gay people as they can get their hands on, plus euthanizing anybody who was a little bit off. Sorry there. Anyhow, listen. At the end of the day, the Nazis were bad people, right? We all know that the Nazis were bad people. No question about it. Very bad people, as Trump would say. Not nice. Okay? And I lost my trend of thought because it had something to do with propaganda. Anyhow, so the way the German public decided they're going to get rid of this after World War II is you can't say anything in public that in any way says anything nice or extols Nazism or any sort of fascism. It's against the law. But now they've decided that anything mean on the internet expands fascism. So you can go to jail in Germany for saying something mean about somebody. So I saw this German prosecutor look like an SS guy. They all look like SS guys to me. I'm Jewish, for God's sakes. You know, I see a German, I say, not me. You know? Anyhow, this guy's talking about, you know, mean things. If you say, the reporter says, well, you know, mean things are just mean things. He goes, no, but on the internet they stay forever. No, they stay until you pay Google to get it off. But the point is, thought speech, thought crimes. This is Germany, for God's sakes. Every 40 years, they've been a little late, they start a world war. They've been known for that since Roman times. It's their big thing. You know, they always want to, between them and the Muslims, they want to conquer the world. And now they're all living in Germany. What's going to happen then? We're going to start seeing them walking around in black suits? No, they also like to run around in fatigues. What is this with the fatigues and the army boots? I don't get it. Anyhow, look, here's the bottom line. It's a terrible world. But it is but now we have to talk about some of the funny things that are happening. As I was sitting here, as I usually do, while I was watching Griff, and by the way, the name Griff, the only other person I heard the name Griff was the tailor in The Great Escape. Is that what your parents' name? Were your parents big Steve McQueen fans? You never saw The Great Escape? Anyhow, the tailor's a big, tall, thin Englishman named Griff. He used to make suits out of army blankets. Very talented guy, by the way. It's a compliment, or at least his character. No, that's the problem with age. We don't watch the same movies. We don't see anything. So here we are. We just had these huge fires in Los Angeles. You think anybody would go watch Chinatown again? Chinatown, by the way, was a movie about bringing water to L.A. and how the gangsters took it over. Because, of course, L.A. has always been run by gangsters. But they're not, you know, your normal Sunda type, run-of-the-mill gangsters. These are white gangsters. They're even worse. Anyhow, he says, oh, God, because you don't know. Not supposed to laugh at your own jokes. Hi, Eddie, bro. But yeah, not with your dick. Yeah. Anyhow, and anywho, all right. This was the best I just read. Anybody remember Stacey Abrams? She had a great run, didn't she? Running around, never proved anything about her election fraud, then got a role on Star Trek. She was on friggin' Star Trek Discovery playing the President of Earth. And she can't act. I just let you know, can't act. It was horrible wooden acting performance. They just gave a not-for-profit of hers that made $100. We even make more than that here. $100 last year. They gave them $2 billion for climate awareness. They were going to decarbonize poor people's houses. You know what that means? Taking away their stoves. Now, the thing about a gas stove, which everybody forgets, I don't want that light. The thing about a gas stove, if everybody forgets, is that when the heat goes off, which it does, you can turn on the stove. But $2 billion to get rid of gas stoves, which they found was going to disproportionately hurt old people, who are the ones that turn on the stove. And it would also really, really hurt suicides. What? What do you want them to do? Use a gun? Jump off a building? Sticking your head in the gas stove was their alternative, anyhow.
Mark, what are your thoughts on Elon's salute
What salute?
that he did at the inauguration?
Well, first of all, it wasn't the... You mean when he went like this?
Yeah.
Okay, I think about it the same...
Twice.
Excuse me. I've seen the videos and the takes. I think about it the same way that Chuck Schumer did it, Warren did it, and everybody else does it. Every time someone does something stupid like that, doesn't mean that they're doing this. Remember what the salute really is. You put your feet together. You go, Yachtung. You click your heels. Sieg Heil. That's a Nazi salute. Not this. This is, I love you. I'm the richest man in the world. I'm the most brilliant man in the world. I'm bringing peace to the galaxy. Excuse me?
His hand is a little different.
A little. How did the Romans do it? The Romans did it like this. Hail Caesar. And the gladiators did it like this. Hail Caesar, we who are about to die salute you. Please. And it's not as if there's an Elon Musk uniform of it. And I saw the interview and he was wearing a shirt that said tech support. He believes it. He claims he's Donald Trump's tech support. But let me tell you what they're really doing, and I'm going to leave you with this. Elon Musk and the kiddies that he has working for him are putting AI into the government's computers. So I said to a friend of mine today, can you imagine if they put the names of some of our clients in there as they started finding all that Medicaid fraud? They've introduced an AI program to the government's computers. That's what they're using. They're using advanced space tech, Tesla AI to run rampant through those computers and find out who's been getting more. All right? It ain't Christmas anymore. Well, now I'll leave you with this again.
Okay.
Chuck Schumer, Chucky, always claimed to be the poorest man other than Joe Biden in the Senate. I never knew Chuck to wear a decent suit. It always looked like he got it off the racks at Strauss. All right? His shoes always had, artificial soles. He always looked a little bit like a schlep. And the rest of the family wasn't much better in terms of the dressing. It's not that Iris is a fashion plate. How is he worth $82 million? Where did you make $82 million? And we find out, as the story was coming, from real estate guys, some of whom we know. He owns 2 yachts, of which he got him for 90% off. And this is the man that claims he's so honest. Nancy Pelosi is worth $120 million. So when Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi or Bernie, who's worth $8 million, he didn't steal as much, or one of these other guys gets up and says that all the Republicans are doing is trying to help billionaires and rich people, you're those rich people. Don't you forget it. That's a lot of money, Chuck. And for a guy as cheap as you, still living in the state Stuttgart apartment on Prospect Park South or West, all right? Not even having a car, all right? No summer house, nothing. You don't spend it. That's trouble. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. That was very interesting. I think that you can learn a lot from him, Grip. I want to ask you a question. You're finished. Or you need word? I have a question.
Yeah.
As a Jewish mother, even though I'm black.
Yeah.
My daughter says that.
What?
Oh, am I bothering you?
So says what?
Like when she calls me, I feel really bad now.
Yeah.
Do you see? I wonder if I'm like that. I probably am because I just talked to her.
No.
I just can't stop thinking about it now. I'm sitting here being very guilty because if she calls me on FaceTime, I can't answer any other calls. Do you understand? And I'm a slave to the phone.
I'm sure you're a great mom.
I'm a colored mom. A colored Jewish one makes me crazy. Makes me crazy.
Phone bill used to be
Let's not talk about that. They don't know what phone bills are. They're too young, but I want to thank everyone.
$100 a month on a good one.
You know why they charge us for phone calls to New Jersey?
Unlimited plan?
This is before we had cell phones.
Oh, you don't know about like weekend minutes?
No.
Evening minutes?
Oh my God. It was crazy.
What an easy life to have.
Yes, and I want to have an easy life.
And limited calling. And text.
Yes, sir.
And then so like at 7 o'clock, that's when your minutes are free. Because you get charged for minutes.
Per minute. It was 10 cents a minute for me to talk to my mother.
Evening and weekends on some plans. So in some plans, you
MCI, Sprint, they all sucked. I had the cards. I had the Russian cards, the Italian cards, everybody's cards.
track your minutes. Like, oh, you don't know anything about that.
Oh, you're so lucky. But I'm going to be kinder now to my kids. I'm not going to say, no. Maybe that's what they see from me. I mean, that sounds just like me. It does. Oh my God. She's like, it's me again. I'm like, no. It was no.
Just be grateful y'all actively talk.
You're right.
Y'all have a good relationship. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you guys are a great relationship. And I want to tell you something. You guys got to get ready for your half-hour specials, your 45-minute specials. And you got to do it somewhere. So Billy and I are coming up with something. And you guys, have your own backdrop. Do whatever you have to do. They'll superimpose it. But you have to start thinking about moving ahead. It's none of my business. You do what you want to do. But if people tell you you're funny, you probably are. So follow us on Sunda Live and at LA School of Comedy. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.